Okay, we're going to look at dividing polynomials. And so in order to do that, we've got to be able to factor my trinomials first so that we can divide it. So to start out with, we're going to ignore that x minus 3 there. And we're going to look at this as 4x squared minus 3x minus 27. So as I'm looking to factor that out, there's no common factor there. So I need to multiply these two together to get negative 108. So we multiply that and get 108. And then I'm going to need to find something that multiplies to get negative 108 and adds to get negative 3. So have a way of figuring that out, whether that's manually working through it by hand, say, well, 1 times negative 108 would work, 2 times negative 54, 3 times 36 maybe, and so on and so forth. So if you manually work that out, or if you have know how to do that in the calculator or on Desmos to figure out those factors, any way that works, we're looking for something that multiplies to get negative 108, adds to get negative 3. What it ends up as is 9 and negative 12. And so I've multiplied that 4 into the 27 to get that. My factors would start out as x minus 12 and x plus 9. But then when I divide that 4 back out, I end up getting x minus 3. And 9 doesn't divide by 4, so it's going to move up front to give me 4x plus 9. So now that that's factored, and we've got that factored out as x minus 3 times 4x plus 9, now we're going to add in that division again. So if I divide that by negative or x minus 3, then you notice that I've got an x minus 3 up top and on bottom. So what happens is exactly what you would think would happen, and those two would cancel out. So they cancel each other out. They become 1, which means they essentially disappear. And I'm left with just 4x plus 9. So my answer when those are divided would just be 4x plus 9 because those factors cancel each other out. Okay, looking at the next one. Again, I'm going to ignore the bottom for now and factor out the top. So when I've got 16x squared plus 14x, I'm going to see what they would both divide by. And I could actually pull 2x out from both of them. So when I divide 16x squared by 2x, I get 8x, and 14x divided by 2x would leave me with just a 7. So that's, if I multiplied that 2x back in, I'd get to the same thing. And so this one almost kind of works itself out because you can view taking both those out and just having that left. But we'll rewrite it as our fraction. When we do that, those cancel, and I end up with 8x plus 7. And so really here, the main thing is, can you factor these accurately? And looking at our different things to do for it. So here it doesn't divide by anything, so I'll multiply to get 24. So something that multiplies to 24 and adds to 14 would be 12 and 2. And so again, write that as x plus 12 and x plus 2. And Remember my quick check of multiplying the x's together. That doesn't give me 3x squared. So I need to divide a 3x out from there. That's going to hop up here with this one to give me x plus 4 times 3x plus 2. And then I will add my x plus 3 back at the bottom. And so when I look here, x plus 4, 3x plus 2, and there's an x plus 3 on the bottom. So this one doesn't simplify down at all. So we just copy that same thing down, and that's going to be our answer. Looking at the next one, again, still doesn't divide out. So those multiply to get 36. And I need something that multiplies to 36 and adds to that b value in the middle, which is 15. So as I look at my factors there, should be 3 and 12, both positive. And I would write that as x plus 12 and x plus 3. Now I've got to divide those by 9. And what I run into is when I divide those by 9, I end up, neither will divide all the way out, but they will simplify some. So when I simplify, that becomes 4 over 3, and 3 over 9 becomes 1 over 3. And so that gets rewritten as the 4 will stay in the back, 3 moves up front. So 3x plus 4, and the 1/3 I rewrite as 3x plus 1. Now we're in luck again, because when I divide, I have a 3x plus 1 on the bottom. And so I've got some stuff that will cancel out. And those two cancel. I end up with 3x plus 4 because everything else is canceled out and turned to 1. Okay, we'll look at one last one and leave you the two others to try on your own. So this one, I do 4 times 1 is 4. So when I need something to multiply and add to 4, that's when I go straight to the 2's. And I have x plus 2, x plus 2. And remember, I need to pull that 4 back out. So when I divide, I get simplified as 1/2 for both of them. So those would both end up being 2x plus 1. And then I would put my 2x plus 1 on the bottom. And I've had some ask me, well, wait, so does everything cancel out? But it's the same as if I had a 3 times 3 on the top and then a 3 on the bottom. Only one of the 3's would cancel out. So this cancels out with that. There's not another one to cancel out with. So that just leaves 2x plus 1. There is my answer. So you can try the other two on your own. Again, the main thing is, can you factor them accurately? And if you can factor them accurately, then there's a good chance you are going to be able to solve that and get your answer.